Good morning to all my lovely students who are here, who are listening to me. How are you all? I hope that you all are well and fine and doing great at home. I warmly welcome you back to the class of Social Studies. This is your Social Studies teacher, Ms. Zunaira, and today we are back with some more information regarding a chapter which is going on. So students, everybody knows that we started our 8th chapter. So today we are going to continue that chapter. So let's get started. I know that everybody knows the name of the chapter, and the name of the chapter is Longitude and Latitude. So the chapter that we started was Longitude and Latitude, which is our chapter number 8, and it is on page number 30 of your Social Studies book. So today we are going to continue this chapter. Students, here are the things which are included in this chapter, and these are poles and equator, longitude. Longitude is a heading in which subheadings would be lines of longitude, direction of lines of longitude, starting point for measuring the longitude, importance of lines of longitude, distance between the lines of longitude. Afterwards, we would learn about the latitude. In latitude, we would see the lines of latitude, direction of the latitude, and starting point for measuring the latitude, importance of these lines and distance between these lines. Plus, in the last, we will discuss that how these lines are beneficial for us and how do they help us. So students, this chapter we had covered in our previous lecture. Okay, today we are going to have the review of it. My students, when you see a globe, you can observe number of the lines on it. What are these lines? And here comes another picture of the globe where you can observe these lines very easily. Now what are these? These are the grid of lines. What are these? These are the grid of lines, which you can see that some of the lines are traveling vertically and some of the lines are traveling horizontally. So what are these? These are basically the lines of longitude and the lines of latitude. As you can see here that the lines which are traveling from north to south or south to north are called lines of longitude. And there are the lines which are making a circle, which are making circles around the earth or the globe. These are called as lines of latitude. Students, first we are going to discuss about the longitude. An imaginary line or the vertical line that measures the distance east or west in degrees from the prime meridian. These lines are often referred as the meridians. So they are called as lines of longitude. So students, let's learn about the lines of longitude. How many lines are there? There are 360 lines of longitude on the globe. How many lines are there? There are 360 lines. And these lines are also called as meridian. What are these called? These are called meridian. As you can see that there are the lines that are traveling from one pole to another. They are called as lines of longitude. Apart from this, we can use another word for it, that is meridian. So simply we can say that there are 360 lines of longitude, plus we can also say that there are 360 meridians on the globe. Okay, because both of these are the same thing. Now here we can see the direction of lines of longitude. Here on the globe you can see the lines, all the lines are traveling vertically and they are called as lines of longitude. The lines of longitude travel from north to south, or we can also say that The lines of longitude travel south to north. Okay, so those lines which are traveling from one pole to another. Remember the poles? Poles are the highest point over here when we see the globe vertically. The topmost and in the bottom there are 2 points. They are called as poles. So the lines which are traveling from one pole to another, they are called as lines of longitude. What is the direction of the lines of longitude? The direction is north to south or south to north. The lines of longitude and the lines of latitude are measurable. We can measure them. Okay, there are number of the lines on the globe which are represented by a grid, and it is also measured. The longitude is measured in degrees, east or west of the prime meridian, and the prime meridian is at 0 degree. So the point number 1 we got to know here is the unit of longitude is degree. What is the unit? Unit is degree. And there is a line which is known as prime meridian. Look, all the lines of longitude are called as meridians. There is a single line which is called as prime meridian, and it is in the center. And it is on 0 degree longitude. What is the prime meridian? The mid-one line. Okay, and here it is at 0 degree. Now the thing that we are going to learn now is starting point for longitude. So 0 degree serves as the starting point of longitude, and Greenwich, a place in London, it is at 0 degree longitude. Now you can see here that the mid-one line of all the lines of longitude is prime meridian, as we had learned, right? Now this prime meridian is at 0 degree, and it serves as a starting point for the lines of longitude. And Greenwich, which is a place in London, it is at 0 degree longitude. Here you can see it in the zooming picture. Now here you can observe that it is present on the mid-one line or the prime meridian. Why it is important to learn about the longitude? Because the lines of longitude or meridians show that how far east or west a place is. Okay, so they are used to locate any of the city, country, river or anything. Okay, so lines of longitude or meridians show that how far east or west a place is. As we know that there are number of the lines of longitude on the globe, and these are 360 in number, and they are same distance apart from each other. So here comes the picture again, where you can see number of the lines. All these lines are having the same distance from one another. Lines of longitude join at the pole and apart at the equator. The distance between a pair of lines is equivalent to 1 degree. We would indicate it with the unit, which is degree. So the distance between the pair of lines is equivalent to 1 degree. Okay. Now this is the time to learn about the latitude. About longitude we have come to know many of the things. Now we are going towards the latitude. Lines of latitude. There are 180 lines of latitude on the globe. How many lines are these? These are 180 in number. These lines are also called as parallels. What are these called? These are called as parallels. The direction of lines of latitude would be appeared here, and the lines of latitude travel from east to west. Now, the lines which are traveling horizontally, they are called as lines of latitude. What is the direction? Direction of latitude is east to west or west to east. Now again, there is the time to learn about unit of latitude. Like longitude, latitude is also measured in degree. Okay, it is measured in degrees. Like prime meridian, the equator represents 0 degree. In longitude, what represented the 0 degree? That was the prime meridian or the place in London which is Greenwich. What is the starting point of latitude? The equator serves as the starting point of latitude. Here you can see the midway line of all the lines from the globe which are traveling from east to west are called lines of latitude, and you can see here the equator, the midway line that serves as the starting point for measuring the latitude. Students, like longitude, it is really important to learn about the lines of latitude as well. And what is the importance? Because lines of latitude or parallels of latitude show that how far a place is. By you can see here that the lines of parallels help us to locate any of the city, the country, the river, the sea, the ocean, the continent as well. Because this grid of lines help us to locate any of the thing from the map or the globe. And like longitude, now we are going to learn about the distance between the lines of latitude. Lines of latitude make a circle around the globe like this. Okay, what do they make? They make a circle around the globe, and the distance between a pair of circles is equivalent to 1 degree. If you remember when we were learning about the meridians or the lines of longitude, the distance between a pair of lines is equivalent to 1. Likewise, in latitude, the distance between two of the circles or a pair of circles is equivalent to 1 degree. Now, here comes the globe with all of its labeling. The proper labeling is there. Now, here you can observe many of the things. First of all, we are going to see the North Pole and South Pole. This is the west and this is east. Now, the 0 degree latitude is equator because it is in the midway line, and the 0 degree for longitude is prime meridian. Okay, what does prime meridian show? It shows the starting point for measuring the lines of longitude, and it is at 0 degree longitude. These are the lines which are traveling vertically or horizontally. The lines which are traveling horizontally are called as latitude, and longitude are the lines which are running or traveling from one pole to another. Okay? The lines of longitude join the poles from one pole to another, and lines of latitude make the circles around the globe. Students, here we are going to differentiate these two lines. It means the lines of longitude and the lines of latitude. We would see that this grid of line, how these two lines, these two types of lines are different from one another. So if we talk about the longitude, there are 360 lines of longitude on the globe. How many lines? 360 lines. And these lines are also called as meridians. Whereas if we talk about the latitude, there are 180 lines of latitude on the globe, right? And these lines are called as parallels. What are these called? These are called these are called parallels or lines of parallels. The lines of longitude travel from north to south or south to north, whereas the lines of latitude travel from east to west or west to east. The last point that we must know about it is the prime meridian is at 0° longitude, whereas the equator represents 0° latitude. These are the main differences of these two main things of your chapter, okay, and you are requested or directed to learn them out very properly. Students, how do lines of longitude and latitude help us? Here I have taken a picture from one of the paragraphs of your book and we are going to read it out. These imaginary lines. Which imaginary lines? The lines of longitude and latitude. These lines or imaginary lines make it easy for us to find out the location of a place on the map. With the help of these lines, we can know where all the cities, rivers, deserts, towns, and villages are located on the map. This is how the lines of longitude and latitude help us finding the location of anything. Now here comes the page number 30 of your book where you can see the paragraph of longitude, and here on there is a globe where you can observe the lines of longitude. These lines are 316 numbers. They travel from north to south. They are called as meridians, right? Greenwich is a place in London and it is at 0° longitude, and the distance between a pair of lines is equivalent to 1 degree. There is another paragraph which is about latitude. In this globe, you can observe the circles 1, 2, 3. They are 180 in number. How many lines of latitude are there? There are 180 lines of latitude on the globe. And these lines travel from east to west or west to east. These are also called as parallels of latitude. Okay? And here comes the next page, which is page number 31 of your book. Here you can see some more information about latitude. The equator serves as the starting point for the latitude. Okay? And here you can see that these lines are 180 in number. And the distance between the circle, one circle to another, is equivalent to 1 degree. And this is the paragraph that I had shown in previous slide, that how the lines of longitude and latitude help us finding any location. Okay, these are the imaginary lines, no doubt, but they help us in many ways, and we can locate any of the city, country, river, desert, town, villages on the map. I hope that you have understood this chapter very well. Now I request you, or I just recommend you to read your books properly, underline the important lines, and don't forget to wear the mask when you go out of your home. So this is time to say goodbye. So thank you so much for giving me your time. Inshallah we shall meet in the next class. Thank you so much. Remember me in your prayers. Allah Hafiz.